Hello, guys, and welcome to my new podcast where I'm changing pretty much everything. And it starts from the energy of this podcast, from the environment, from the people I invite here or not inviting. And I don't know about the name. I'll see if I'm gonna leave the name or I will change the name. This is in a discussion right now with my team. But anyways, welcome to a new podcast. My husband is here in the background making the funny faces. Can you leave? It's something really personal. Funny enough, I asked my husband to leave, but I'm here sharing that with the thousands of you. Yeah, that's interesting why I did that. Well, my husband, anyways, will see that, and you are guys also. It's just really hard to get it out, like to actually leave something that he was so much in love with. I love my Vegan Booty Talks podcast. I love it. And I open it with the deep, deep desire to grow as the personal coach, as the fitness instructor, as the nutritionist. And I still have all those desires to keep involving and educate myself. But my perspective has switched on so many things. And in my personal self-discovery and awakening of my soul, I realized that a lot of the things that I still keep projecting to my followers, to my clients, to you people, to my listeners, those things I'm not in line. I'm not in line anymore. They are not the things that I wanted to keep projecting to people because they're not working anymore for me. And if I don't do it, why other people should? So, yeah, and it was really hard actually to make a decision to show up here for you and to say all of it. I'm gonna go in deep in my story of awakening right now, and I just felt like before I invite you to my new kind of a version of podcast, and overall in my new version of me, I have to explain myself because I just value you guys as my followers, as my listeners, and I feel obligated to just explain myself to you because I, first of all, was gone for a long time. I didn't make a podcast, and there's a reason for that because I don't really want to do what I was doing. But the other thing is, I also just was kind of not ready to tell you guys what's going on really in deep in my heart and my soul because I wasn't sure that I am complete in my transformation. And of course, any transformation cannot be complete. I mean, not any. I shouldn't say any. Of course, my transformation not completed yet 100%. But today, at this moment, I feel confident enough to talk about that and to talk about the real stuff. And that's kind of an invitation that I'm giving to you. If you wanted to keep listening to my podcast, to watch my podcast on YouTube, because I'm making a video, which is feeling so freaking uncomfortable because I was wanted to just do podcast without any video. So to get easy on myself, to not look at you guys, to not look at your eyes. But then I realized that no, it's a lie. I have to do this like this. I have to show up to my people and be honest and show myself the way I am right now. Don't get me wrong, nothing changed. I'm still holistic nutritionist. I'm still vegan. I still love fitness. I still love workouts and gym, and I love to share my knowledge with you. But from the time I started my career to today, I just realized so many things in a row that didn't work well. And then I was questioning why. So today I have those answers, and I think I know where in the direction of what type of coaching I gonna move from here, and where in the direction of my podcast I want to move from here. Of course, it may not mean my podcast is going to be exactly like I wanted to tell you right now, because when I start Vegan Booty Talks podcast, it wasn't so far away ago. I believe it was 3 years ago. Originally, I was wanted to create a podcast with valuable information on plant-based diet and fitness. And then for some reason, from there, it grows towards a plant-based businesses and how to be a nice business owner in the plant-based industry. And then it somehow grows into plant-based athletes. And then how the plant-based bodybuilders or any type of plant-based athletes are changing their diet, or how they feel, what the changes is bringing through their life, and stuff like that. And there was amazing people out there. And if you are sticking around for a long time, you know that I overcome a lot during my podcast season. We're gonna keep going. It's so funny. I just stopped my podcast with you because it was a full SD card, and this is a sign that when you're trying to do something new and something really valuable, always something like that happens. So it's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna finish this. Anyways, let's come back. So originally, when I was decided I want a podcast, this is a new hack, I have to do it in my online fitness world, have to do it. But I have an accent. Plus, my English is not perfect. English is my second language, and I only know English for about 8 years for now. And I still do mistakes when I speak. It's ridiculously stupid to open a podcast when your English is bad. Like, people only gonna listen to you. Originally, I didn't have any videos on my podcast, so like, what's the point? Like, why are you gonna do it? Like, you know, people gonna listen to your crazy bad English. They're gonna unfollow you. They're gonna think you're stupid. That's the one part of my brain speaking. The other part of my brain saying, no, this is a challenge. You have to do it. Doesn't matter what other people think about you. You know more than one language. You know 3. And you are educated in nutrition. I am a holistic nutritionist. I have certifications, and I specialize in the plant-based diet. There's no podcast like that there. People need this information. However, I'm gonna deliver that. People need me. People need to hear that. So there was a battle in my head going on, and I choose to show up. And I choose to do that no matter what. But if you wanted to hear that, you can just scroll down to my first podcast. It was just so bad. Like, my English, how I talked, how many mistakes I did, and overall, like, the sound, everything was wrong. But I did it. And even though it was all like that, I had so much great feedback from people, from my followers, from my clients. A lot of people reach out to me and said, I love it. Thank you. It was valuable to me. So I said to myself, okay, even if it's valuable for one person, because my views or my listeners wasn't like even on thousands, it was just like a couple of hundred of people. I was like, it doesn't matter. Even if one person will hear that and change their mind in better world, I will do that. So I was keep doing it as much as I could. I was promising to myself post every week. So I was keep doing podcasts every week. And it's grown pretty fast. Like, I was doing some collaboration, then I started inviting other guests. So slowly, it's growth. And I have you guys as my valuable listeners, my valuable people. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful to have you on here. And I did my best, going through that path. I was inviting an interesting Ask For Me people into interesting discussions. But over the last 2 years, I felt like there's something missing. I still have so many plans to invite so many guests. And then people start to reach out to me to wanted to come to my podcast. A lot of different brand owners in the plant-based industry, in the health industry, was reaching out to me now to wanted to come to my podcast. So I start to make a revenue from it. And I was like, I can't keep doing it just because I need money, but like because I just need to pay my bills, but also because those people are great. But there was something missing in my heart. I felt it deep in my heart, something missing here. I don't feel like I wanted to keep doing that. I don't feel like I wanted to make, I don't feel like I create this podcast to shut out the brands. I create this podcast to help people with valuable information for free. So, on the side of that, which was all going on in the podcast and me, I was going through the deepest transformation in my life. I believe like my awakening, which may sound so cliche, but I like that word. And I truly believe that this is true. A lot of people are zombies and they are walking this planet without realization what's really going on. My awakening started maybe like about 5 years ago, but in deep, my real awakening. Because then I thought it's awakening. It was just a self-awareness. Now we're talking about deep awakening. It started about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5. It started with the loss of a really close person to me. I lost my grandmother. And then, you can have a different relationship with your family members, and sometimes it's not the best ones. But I was working already on, forgiveness and accepting my parents, my family, and my roots. I was working already on that, and that this crazy news coming that I lost my grandmother, and I was so close to her. So close. Like, even though I didn't see her for 8 years because I left Ukraine 8 years ago and I couldn't come back because of that documents issues. I was deep in love with her, and I don't need to call her for that. I don't need to be there for that. It would be nice to be there for her. But I mean, like, there's a type of connection that this person is connected to you and you connected to her. When I was born, everyone was saying that me is like a small version of my grandmother. We have a lot in common, and even though I know her as an amazing woman, I didn't know her a lot. Because I left my small city in Ukraine called Zaporizhia when I was 20, around 21. I decided to move to Kyiv, which is the capital of Ukraine, a big city. I left my family, I left everyone, and I was focusing on growing my career, becoming an actress. I finished the best university in Kyiv to becoming a film and cinema actress. I was working in a theater in Ukraine. You may don't know all of that about me because I just in general don't like to share a lot of my biography or my true story on social media, because I always was true believer that I'm here to give you valuable information about nutrition, workout, and fitness. But in all of that, doing the social media game for many years, I realized that this is impossible and you don't know me truly. And you think I'm a robot, you think I am not stoppable, you don't get inspired by me anymore because you don't know truth, my truth. Of course, not the universal truth, but you got my point. So anyways, where were going with that? So my awakening started with my loss. It was a deep, deep and painful loss for me. And then the funny thing enough, my mom has the birthday. It was my mom's birthday when my grandmother died. I don't know if you believe in numbers, but I do. And numbers are really magical. So my grandmother got in the hospital when it was my birthday. My birthday is on October 29. And my mom and I was so shocked. She died from COVID. So it's nothing new or, but in that time when COVID just started, it was so scary. No one knew what's going to happen. And my grandmother died in a couple of days after that on my mom's birthday. It was significant for me and my family. And then the hardest part for me was that I cannot go back in Ukraine and just bury her body. I can't go there because of some stupid social documents issues that I'm going through in America. A lot of you don't know how I got here in the United States. And you think maybe that I was born in a rich family with a lot of opportunities. This has never been the case. I was born in a good, healthy, happy family, but in a small city in Ukraine called Zaporizhia. It's an industrial city with a lot of factories. So my life kind of was surrounded by that, and everyone was thinking what she's doing, why she's going and becoming an actress. This is not even a job. No one was supporting me in that. And I am truly happy about those hard but, nice experiences, because I would never be the person I am without those experiences. Because if you are, if you not sacrifice something for the life that you have, you probably don't really know how truly amazing to have it. So I sacrifice my relationships, my family, my career, pretty much everything other than my love for this life that I have here right now. And then the reason I'm telling you all of this, just because I want you to know the truth about me, but also because I want you to know that even if you are in the darkest place, even if you think you don't have any opportunity, you do. You always have it. And then from any place in the world, you can reach to any dreams that you want. It's all in your mind. And you can get there just by working on yourself deeply, hardly, and believing that is possible. And I know it is. I know it is. And I'm just giving you an example of my story, that how is that possible? So I was working as an actress in Kyiv, capital in Ukraine, in a theater, and there's this small protests, small meetings start happening around the capital Ukraine, Kyiv, and people wasn't agreeing with whatever government, whatever president was telling that time in politics. So Ukrainians was wanted to connect to Europe, and then we wanted to sign up this connection deeply and move into direction, become free European country, which is we actually supposed to be. But the president at that time was a little bit pro-Russian, or maybe not a little bit, maybe really pro-Russia. And he was wanted to connect Ukraine to Russia. And Russia and Ukraine has a lot of history. I'm not going to go in deep in politics right now on any type of thing, but my story is connected to this somehow. I have to at least give you a little bit of understanding what's going on behind this, a full conflict that has actually become a war right now. So those small meetings in Maidan, which is like a big square in Kiev, was happening, and then one of the meetings was deeply destroyed by Ukrainian government. They basically kick out asses of all the people who was there, and there was a small group of people, maybe 100 people or something. But because of that, other Ukrainians next day came out to the square, and then they wanted to show their disagreement from whatever happened. So it's created even more aggression from the government, which is in a couple of weeks created a war between the government and Ukrainians, which is crazy, right? And all of that time I was working already in the TV in Ukraine, and then I was not so much political, But I had my opinions, and of course, I didn't want any people hurt. So I just was wanted to support freedom, and I was wanted to point that killing, anyone of civilians by police doesn't make any sense. You have to stop to do that because we all one country, we all one family, we all connected. So I created a small video on my channel that I was to work on unpaid, just, shutting down my position. And little that I know that this video changed a lot of my life, a lot of people's lives, and overall history. Crazy, right? So that video was a little bit of just me talking in the camera with a little like a small video clips from that square, crazy fights happening, and it's become so popular on YouTube. I mean, like, it was crazy. Over 1,000 of millions of views and the comments and then reposts. This video started to show it on internet. I mean, like on other platforms. Then they show that on TV. People start following me and asking questions. And the video worked. That's why it gets so popular. Soldiers or policemen stopped when they saw my video. They put the guns down and walk away. And that was crazy. And long story short, because it's a really long story, in a couple of months, I get prosecuted. People start following me and promise to kill me for this type of video, or if I'm not going to create the other video where I'm supporting Russia and asking people to connect to Russia or to become a part of Russia, as it used to be USSR. Of course, I didn't want to do that. Of course, I was scary. Those people who were following me, I didn't even know who they were. It was like just a really good emotional pressure on me and my family. So again, long story short, I would have to leave my country. It's get to the point that I would have to leave unless I wanted to leave, or live in curiosity, or just hurt. I may gonna be hurt. So that's why I left, and I left everything: my popularity, my theater, my tradition, my family. I didn't know English at all. Zero. Like, hi, bye. I know some of the sentence from the school, but honestly, when I get into New York and people talk so fast, I couldn't pick up anything. It was crazy. It was the hardest years of my life. For 3 years in USA, in New York, the Big Apple. I learned a lot. And that's when I fell in love with fitness. I was always a dancer all my life from I was 6. So when I moved to America, because I couldn't talk, I started dancing just to make some money for living. And I slowly but progressively moved from dancing to fitness, and decided to get ready for my first ever fitness bikini show, completely vegan. I don't eat meat, and a lot of you know that. Some of you not. Maybe you listened to me first time. I don't eat meat from I was 9 years old, and meat in particular wasn't never a thing for me. But I was a big cheese and dairy lover, like cottage cheese, yogurts. But as soon as I got into America, I got so surprised how many unhealthy foods you guys have it here, and how many overweight people around. So I quickly realized that there's something going on. So I decided to study this problem. What's going on in America? Why people eat so poorly? Why they are overweight? And who gonna stop that? So I become a nutritionist. After 3 years in New York, I was still trying to pursue my acting career on the side of my fitness career. So I decided to study in Los Angeles. So I moved to LA for almost 2 years. I used to live in LA, and I finished Stella Adler acting school in Los Angeles. And my fellow, people who studied with me, if you're gonna watch that, that's me. I'm back. And I always was doing fitness. I worked in a LA gym. I was competing. I was educating myself in nutrition, get certifications. I fell in love with helping people. I remember I was still pursuing my acting career, and then I get some of my clients call me and said that they were like 2 type diabetes, and then after they work with me on a diet and nutrition and workouts, they're not diabetic anymore. And she was crying, this client. She was, so happy, and she was so grateful for me as a coach. I remember that day when I heard that, I was like almost crying, realizing that this is so much more valuable for me than just to play someone in the TV. This is so much more valuable than just to be an actress. Because I thought that by being an actress, I can help people to see their problems from outside so they will live better lives. But if I can truly change their lives by helping them to get healthier, and where is the matter of life or death, this is so much more valuable. I was like, that's my purpose. That's my purpose of life, not acting. I still do acting right now, just for a hobby. I still play, and sometimes in movies, sometimes in the theater. But from that time, I clearly realized that this path I cannot go, which changed a lot. So now we're circling back to what's happened in the last 2.5 years. So after my grandmother died, a lot of things I realized that I cannot change, and there's the things that I have to work through. I have to talk to her without seeing even her body. I have to let go of the pain that I cannot be there for her, and I wasn't all these years. I have to let go of the pressure of not knowing where I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna survive if I don't even have social security number or work authorization card or any documents. To this day, I don't have a passport. And it was hard to accept, but only by letting go of those things, I could truly find who I am. So in my deep awakening, I go through a lot, and I found yoga. And then over the last year, I'm practicing yoga, and I become a yoga certified instructor and practitioner. Right now, I'm currently doing second education, becoming a Hawaii Yoga Institute, becoming a yoga practitioner in a wider range of, yoga schools and yoga styles. And I realized by doing yoga that there's so much similarity in what I already do. Yoga was just like a little piece that was missing between nutrition, fitness, and mindfulness. Yoga has all of it. And this tradition, this philosophy, it's not a religion, because I was confused that this is a religion. Because I'm Christian. I believe in Jesus, and I'm not, saying that people who are in India and doesn't believe in Christ, Jesus Christ, but there's a lot of religion out there surrounding yoga. So I thought it's a religion, it's a specific tradition, their country, they're not applicable in my life unless I want to change my religion. That was a mistake. No one is talking about this, but yoga is a tradition and philosophy which has roots even before religions kick in, any of the religions. Well, we're not going to go in deep at this podcast of yoga history or yoga philosophy, which would be nice to do sometime. But by realizing that, it's allowed me to go in deep into yoga practice, like breathing exercises, pranayama, meditation, and then compare all of that with an asanas to the fitness. And then I just find so much similarity. At the same time, I find so much missing pieces. So with all this being said, and amazing doing my career, I just created my new stage ready game plan when I helped over 1,000 of people like get in shape, switch to the plant-based diet. I make a decision to only work with females because I want to be specific in what I do. Just all this was created and goes so well. I created my app where I have all the automatization, the prices. I raise my prices. I live in freaking Hawaii. It's just beautiful and amazing place on the planet, and I can allow myself to live here. I have the love of my life, my husband who supported me and helped me with everything. If you, honey, listen to this video or listen to this podcast, I love you. Without you, I could never be where I am right now. I'm getting emotional. But with all of this, I was missing a piece of self-awareness and self-acceptance because I was pursuing my career with deep mind disconnection. I was telling people to do the workouts no matter what, even if they're tired, even if they don't feel like it, when in the true case scenario, they have to start from the mind. We have to find what's going on in your brain, what's going on in your life, in your soul, how you can change that before you get into the physical. Because if you go opposite, it's possible, but it's just so much harder. And there's going to be a lot of obstacles on your way. So I decided to give up all of this. I stopped taking more clients. I stopped doing coaching and I take a break. I take a break, which has never been the case for me. I am always was pusher. I always was completer. I always was motivator. And then this time I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle the pressure of my clients wanted me to give them again the hardest workout when I want to talk about their deep soul purposes. So here I am after the break, where I spend a lot of time journaling, meditating, educating myself and my deep soul desires. Here I am with a new podcast for you guys, where we're going to talk about self-discovery, self-awareness, deep life purpose, and all this through the body, because we have this beautiful instrument, your body. Your soul lives in it. And without taking care of that, which is your body, you cannot live in this material world. Or we're going to talk about how plant-based diet or how any diet could change your instrument. We're going to talk about how pranayama, breathing, meditation, journaling, or any type of mindful technique can improve your life or can change the way you see the problems and then obstacles. I will share all my transformation tools that I used to get where I am right now. Basically, finding my true purpose again, and then going deeper into serving you guys. Because I realized that I have a gift, not just motivate you. I have a gift to help you find your true purpose and true self-awareness. And after that, as you discover that, I promise you, you're gonna eat healthy and take care of your body with physical exercises. 100%. It's worth just like that. So I don't know how long is this podcast. I didn't count the time. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just need your support. So if you feel like this is something you would listen, if you're interested in hearing more about this, about how you can transform your brain and transform your life by using some specific techniques, how you can eat healthier from the perspective of food, relationships, and the brain objectives that is pushing you to choose some specific foods, and how you can use workouts in order to take care of the best ever instrument, which is your body. If you're interested to listen of all of this on this podcast, please let me know. And if you like me, if you're struggling, if you don't know what is your true purpose in life, if you're stuck, if you think that what you do doesn't make sense anymore, please connect to me. Let me know you're not alone. So I want to know that I'm not alone. So we are here in the same path all together. And we can support and help each other on this journey. Because I am stepping out of my comfort zone, sharing all of this with you guys here, just because I want you to know that it's a safe space to share, to grow, and to develop something bigger than we are. I give you one practice of this podcast that is I just did a couple days ago. I do it quite a bit sometimes. It's easy practice. Anyone can do it right now with me. So ask yourself, whatever you want in your life, like imagine you have it. Financial freedom. This is what we all want. So imagine you already have your finances. They are amazing. You don't have to worry about. Imagine you have anything you want, which is your health, right? So we have finances and health. It's already amazing. Imagine you reach to the best ever health and finances. And then ask yourself, what does your soul want? What does your soul feel like to do if you have your health and your finances? Because when you ask your question, what do Avrora actually do want? It's a first surface level. The answer is going to be financial freedom and health. Because you cannot go in deep and work on your true soul needs if your basic, surface needs are not met. It's going to be really hard. But the truth is that you may realize by going deep, by kind of faking in that your financial and health needs are already perfect, that your soul will tell you something that you actually can do without those resources. So when I asked myself this just a couple of weeks ago, my answer was, I wanted to grow. My soul needs to grow. And this is one of the steps that I'm taking to grow further. But the second answer, just straight, like not even second, like continually, I wanted to grow and help other people to grow. I cannot help you unless you wanted to be helped. It's just like this phrase, like no one can save you unless you can save yourself. But I am here, can show you my example of awakening my truest potential and my deep, deep work. So you may do the same, but you have to do it yourself. That's kind of it. Deep, heavy, But that's the truth. So ask yourself this. See how it's going to take you. See how it's going to land in your life. And I really want to hear from you guys. So if you wanted to listen to Vegan Booty Talks, new version, and maybe I'm going to change the name, reach to me. Let me know. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me directly on DMs or email me. You can just leave the review at this podcast. If you listen to an Apple podcast or Spotify, whatever platform, you can always leave a review. Give a 5-star. That's going to tell me that you wanted to listen to this. And we can get into this journey together. I love you guys. I'm talking to you, even only if one person will open this podcast, and I know it's not going to be my mom because she don't speak English at all, and it's going to be not my husband because he knows all of this. So even if one more person will listen to this and this is going to change their life, we are creating the best ever, the bigger change in this world. We are cultivating the awareness of this planet. So we are changing the lives of millions of people. Just wanted to let you know. So if you think this can be valuable for someone else besides you, please share it. Just share my podcast to someone. Let's change this planet together. And if you think this is all stupid, doesn't make any freaking sense, please let me know too. If you think I'm going crazy, let me know. I wanted to know. Please save me. Okay, guys, love you deeply, and hear you here soon, or see you on my YouTube soon. Bye-bye.